Let's talk about evaluation and judgment for a moment here. And this will be a much more focused video than some of my others. So I have been, in several of my videos so far, I've been asking the question of what are 3 things that were effective, 2 things that were ineffective, and 1 thing to test differently. What is the purpose of asking those questions? Well, the purpose of asking those questions is to evaluate behaviors rather than judging ourselves. So if I wanted to judge myself and my progress toward my goals yesterday, I could say, well, I woke up late, which is shit. And then even though I did the long walk with the dog, I feel like I could have done better. And then I didn't eat what I was supposed to. And what else might I say? Yeah, I did a really bad job of sticking to my diet, of exercising as much as I should have. This is all judgment, okay? And judgment doesn't feel good. We don't like judgment. Instead, what are 3 things that I did that were effective? I went for a long walk with the dog even though I woke up late. Effective. I took breaks in between the work that I was doing to reset. Effective. I took a shower before bed. Effective. As I talked about in a previous video, in order for you to really effectively determine if something was effective or ineffective, you must have a purpose of these activities in mind. So when I said that it was effective to go for the walk anyway, even though I had slept in late, that is effective or ineffective in relation to my goal of being more active. When I said it was effective to take breaks in between the work that I was doing, that is, was it effective or ineffective in relation to my goal of taking better care of myself? And when I say showering before bed, was it effective or ineffective in relation to my goal of taking better care of myself and getting better sleep habits in place? Okay. So with those, I had that sort of preloaded in here because what I'm doing every day, and you'll start to see this because I'll share it in videos too, is reminding myself of all these different goals. Not to overwhelm. I'm not saying I have to work on every single goal every single day. I'm building routines and habits that incorporate all of these goals. So, 2 things that were ineffective. All right. I've got to give a little bit of an explanation for this. If I was just doing it for myself, I wouldn't do any explanation, any justification, anything like that. It's not necessary. But in order to demonstrate to you, I will give you a little bit more context. So because I woke up late, I had a late breakfast. Because I had a late breakfast, I had a late lunch. Okay? Because I had a late lunch, I decided I'm not going to have dinner. Instead, I'll just have something light. I'll have some popcorn and some fruit. So, I had some popcorn and some fruit, and I still wanted dinner. So what was ineffective was, I would say what was ineffective was waking up late. That could be it. But I could still wake up late and be effective if I plan to have dinner, a full meal. Maybe it's reduced a little bit, maybe it's a little bit later in the day, but it was ineffective to replace a meal with snacks that were not filling. That was 1. Second thing that was ineffective. Well, I didn't end up getting good sleep, but I have not yet identified the cause of that. So I won't go with that. What I will say is that all of my activities yesterday were desk related. And in relation to my goal of being more active, it was ineffective to stay seated at my desk most of the day. So, one thing to test. Now, when I talk about one thing to test, it is in relation to either what was ineffective or something new to test for the next day to see if I can get more effective behaviors. In this case, what I'll test today, not necessarily today, but on days when I have a lot of activities that are desk related, that are on the computer. I do have a standing desk. I just haven't used it very much recently. So I will test two things. One, I just realized the reason I haven't been using it lately is because there's one cable that is too short. So when I lift the desk into a standing desk, I have to go and unplug it. So I will today see what I can do about providing more space to ease the process of lifting the table each time so I don't have to deal with that cable every time. And then the next time I have a packed schedule that is at the desk most of the day, set a Pomodoro timer or something like that to remind me to switch between sitting and standing. So this is all evaluative. I'm not saying it's good that I did this or it's bad that I did this, judgment. I'm saying this worked, this didn't work. And that's what I encourage you to do. That's all.